Hi, welcome to Bobby Cinema Theater. I'm Bobby Cinema, you can call me BC. Today's June 1st and my 17th week of my webcast, live at Bobby Cinema, where I introduce the new movies and DVDs that's out this week, where I make my final grade on the movie that's out this week. Go onto my website where you can read the plot and watch the movie trailer. The first movie out this week in theaters is Sex and the City, starring Sarah Jessica Parker, Kim Cattrall, Kristen Davis, and Cynthia Nixon. Written and directed by Michael Patrick King and produced by Sarah Jessica Parker. Distributed by New Line Cinema and HBO Films. I took up this film. I recommend people watching this film. Sarah Jessica Parker, Kristen Davis, Kim Cattrall, and Cynthia Nixon make an extraordinary performance in this film. My hat's off to them. I rate this movie a B. The next movie out this week is The Strangers, starring Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman. Written and directed by Brian Bertino, produced by Roy Lee, distributed by Rogue Pictures. I took this film. I don't recommend people watching this movie in theaters. This is the worst movie I've ever seen since watching The Grudge 2. They should get better writers and better actors for this film. Rate this movie a D-. The next movie out this week is The Full Fist Away, starring Danny R. McBride, written, directed, and produced by Jody Hill, and just by Paramount Vantage. I took this film. I don't recommend people watch this movie in theaters. This is the worst film I've ever seen since watching The Burbs. They should get better actors and better writers for this film. Rate this movie a D-. The next movie out this week is Savage Grace, starring Julianne Moore, directed by Tom Kalin, produced by John Wells, distributed by IPC Films. I took of this film. I recommend people watching this movie in theaters. This movie has great suspense and deceptions in this film. Julianne Moore made an extraordinary performance in this film. My hat's off to him. Rate this movie a B-. That's all the movies that are out this week. The next movie that's out on DVD this week is Cleaner, starring Samuel L. Jackson and Ed Harris, directed by Rennie Hartland, produced by Danny Dimbord, and just by New Image Films. I took this film. I don't recommend people watching this movie on DVD. This is the worst movie I've ever seen since watching Lines for the Lambs. They should get better writers and better actors for this film. Rate this movie a D. The next movie out this week is The Take, starring John Leguizamo and Tyrese Gibson, directed by Brad Furman, produced by Jay Boss, and distributed by Hatchet Films and Ithaca Entertainment. I took up this film. I don't recommend people watch this movie on DVD. Not exactly the movie that doesn't have a good plot and good characters in this movie. They should get better actors and better writers for this film. Rate this movie a D-. The next movie out this week is Grace Is Gone, starring John Cusack and Emily Churchill. Written and directed by James C. Strauss, produced by John Cusack, and just by the Weinstein Company. I took up this film. I recommend people watching this movie on DVD. John Cusack made an extraordinary performance in this film about a widowed husband whose wife died in a war. My hat's off to him. I rate this movie a B+. The next movie out this week is Cassandra's Dream, starring Ewan McGregor and Colin Farrell. Written and directed by Woody Allen, produced by Gareth Wiley, produced by Weinstein Company and Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. I took a look at this film. I recommend people watch this movie on DVD. Ewan McGregor and Colin Farrell made an extraordinary performance in this film. My hat's off to them. I rate this movie a B. The next movie out this week is Rambo, starring Sylvester Stallone and Julie Benz. Written, directed, and produced by Sylvester Stallone, distributed by Lionsgate. I took this film. I recommend people watch this movie on DVD. Sylvester Stallone did a good job writing, directing, and acting in this film. Julie Benz made an excellent performance as Sarah in this film when she entered enemy line in this movie. When I looked at Sylvester Stallone in this movie, he looked a lot better in this movie. I wish I had his energy and power at his age. The movie reminds me of The Patriot. Rambo is like Benjamin Martin, a pacifist who doesn't want to fight, but when people get hurt or are in danger, Rambo knows what to do is fight. What makes Rambo a true hero is helping innocent people from bullies like Burma Army. Stallone made an extraordinary performance in this film. My hat's off to him. I rate this movie a B+. That's all the time we have today. Come back next week. We're introduced to new movies out this week and on DVD. Don't forget to log into my new website where you can look into my new trailers, play my movie trivia, and my puzzle. This is BC. See you next week. Now get out.